Alright then, it's time for a Dr. Mundo game, and this one's shorter than the usual team battles. Which one? And there's a good reason for that, and then you'll probably just go, "Oh," when you see it. The thing is, my dog is sick right now, so I'm sort of waiting to see if I should take her to the vet or not, like if she gets sicker or she gets better. And my friends decided to invite me to a game, so this game actually just happened today. I decided to play Dr. Mundo, and it turned out to be great, for at least the discussion I want about Juggernauts. Now, I'm a honest believer that Juggernauts existed prior to Riot releasing this new Juggernaut subtype, and they existed in the way that Riot wanted them to exist. It's just they're either too simplistic or their kit's problematic, though honestly the new Juggernauts also are really problematic. So they just kind of got lazy, or they really, really wanted Juggernauts to work out, so they made them overpowered on purpose. So Dr. Mundo fits the whole Juggernaut subtype, being the type of champion that gets really tanky easily, deals damage even though he's tanky, and just kind of has no real utility, just barrels right through. And that's what I think Dr. Mundo is. Like, he's got a lot of selfishness in his kit. He can help his teammates out with slows for sure and stuff, but mostly it's all just for himself, all for him being able to kill people. Most of the time, his team fights revolve around him barreling to the enemy AD carry like Jinx or the mage, like taking all the aggro of the enemy team because they don't want the Mundo to kill the carry. But if they ignore him, he'll kill the Jinx or something. But if they focus him, they'll burn all their CC and all their spells, and the rest they'll be vulnerable to the rest of Dr. Mundo's team. So that's kind of what a Juggernaut should be, right? Like an aggro magnet that can be easily controlled. Unfortunately, like I said, right now. The other day, Juggernauts are in this really frustrating place in which they're too tanky, too damagey, and just frustrating that even if you spend all your time kiting Skarner or kiting Darius or kiting Garen, that it's going to get to the point where you wasted so much time and so many resources that the rest of their team is just going to finish you off. So, like, Dr. Mundo has counterplay, unlike the current Juggernauts do. I mean, they do have counterplay, but it's not enough. Dr. Mundo, he purposely wounds himself with his ultimate to give you a time to ignite him and burn him down before he heals himself back up. His abilities are very telegraphed. His movement is very reliant on his ultimate or whatever. He's very clear cut as to what he can do. Hell, his damage spell, his only damage spell outside of his auto attacks taking steroid from Z, is very difficult to hit in a clumped up target. I mean, for when the enemy team is clumped up, you usually just hit whoever's in front, the tank or something. Still, though, Dr. Mundo, he likely won't see any play anytime soon because, again, the new Juggernauts outclass him, and he's very reliant on tank items being exceptional. During the Cinderhulk era, he was good, but he wasn't as good as he could have been because the jungle was buffed up to the point where he isn't able just to grind it out without taking some sacrifices. Like right now, my runes and masteries are 0, 17, and 13. And Magic Pen Red, Armor Yellow, Magic Resistance Blues, and Spellbound Quints. My masteries have the health regeneration and healing boost from the defensive tree, and then the spellbind from the utility tree. This isn't exactly necessary to help him jungle, but it helps a lot because his first clear has never been worse than it is now. I mean, it definitely was worse before he got buffed a long time ago, but you get what I mean. It's pretty bad right now in Season 5, so I'm hoping maybe in Season 6 they tune it down and you'll see Dr. Mundo maybe make a return. Because right now, the Juggernaut's just not that welcoming. He's not the best ganker in the game. So, I mean, he's can be good if you're good enough to land those cleavers, but he's not, godlike like some of the ones you see. He's more of a team fighting kind of champion or the farmer kind of type. Anyways, one thing I do love about Dr. Mundo that he has over the other the Juggernauts is the cleaver. It's a spammable slow, so it's in a way a counter to the other Juggernauts. So that's kind of why I was excited about this game. They have Darius, they have Skarner, and my cleavers will constantly slow them down and pick at them or whatever. By the way, here I die like a fucking bitch because I go back in, even though I should have expected the Thresh to leech themselves toward the Lux. Fortunately, we were able to get 2 kills from that whole chaos, so it's not completely bad. And we also got a tower, so Darius gets engaged on and he gets absolutely murdered. Now, soon enough, you're going to see one of my favorite things to do as Doctor... Actually, no, I got to mention this. This is bullshit. I don't even know why it has a damn heal on that ultimate. Look, it heals more than like a Jana Monsoon. And watch this bullshit too. She parries Skarner's ultimate. I mean, it's a lot to the skill of this player for damn sure. But fuck that. That's pretty dumb, isn't it? I mean, at least give some abilities, some kind of ability to some, how would you say, frame superiority, or at least a priority. Like, it doesn't, it shouldn't be able to parry every crowd control or every ability. It's dumb. But either way, here's pretty much what the synopsis of Dr. Mundo's fighting is. Run in there and take in all their CC or whatever. Morgana burned her black shield, she burned her Q, and she stuck around. So I'm able just to run up to her, smite her with blue, and then cleaver, and then just kind of barrel on her. Like, if I wasn't afraid of other people coming through, I would have kept going. But fortunately, the Lux snipes her, and we got a pretty easy kill. The enemy Jinx gets close, she gets CC'd, and I pretty much want to repeat the same process. Unfortunately, Skarner shows up, and also Darius, so we're gonna die. But that's pretty much Dr. Mundo's entire game plan, and that's what I think makes him what Riot wanted in the Juggernaut. And unfortunately, I know I've been saying this a few times, he's too fair of a Juggernaut in comparison to the other homies. So he's not going to come back anytime soon unless the other Juggernauts are nerfed to the ground, or at least Skarner, I mean. Unless they're all nerfed to the ground or tank items become a really big thing again. Which I doubt they will, because a lot of people complained about the Cinderhulk meta. So I'm just wondering where he's going to end up being, right? I have a feeling that he'll make a resurgence if Season 6 jungle makes the jungle a little bit easier. If anything, just because you can farm with impunity as him, and it might encourage more slower opponents who won't bother Dr. Mundo or force him out of the jungle. Anyways, I like this little scene here. Darius gets a little too close for whatever reason, and I just run up to him and start bashing at him. I'm counting how many stacks of his bleed I have so I can flash out of it before he ults me. And I got a little bit CC down, and I only managed to flash last second, and of course my teammates pick him off. So thankfully for me, that worked out. Lux gets Thresh, Jinx is just going to get destroyed, and I'm able just to throw a cleaver on the Morgana. This doesn't really matter, but that just kind of shows one thing I also love about Dr. Mundo, that even if you're low or even at your distance, you can contribute at least a little bit. Either way, the enemy team, with their two Juggernauts, decided that Fiora is too much bullshit, which he kind of is right now, and that the OG Juggernaut is the best Juggernaut of them all. And they decide to surrender. Which is good for me, because my dog was getting a little bit jittery and I had to go check up on her. And so here's hoping. Best wishes from my puppy, and hooray for Dr. Mundo. Remember to like the video and subscribe to the channel if you haven't yet. I have a few sponsors that are helping me maintain this channel, such as Crunchyroll, Pro Build Systems, and Loot Crate. I have links to these services in the description below. Using them and using my codes directly supports my channel.